Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters, by the infinite grace, love, and compassion of Bhagavan Baba, we are here for this Satsang. A subject that has been given to me is really interesting. And the subject is Sai Centre does not need you, you need the Sai Centre. It's amazing. It's a good subject. So it gives us a chance to contemplate on the role and relevance of a Sai Centre in my life. So for this to happen, we need to have a relationship with the Sai Centre. We need to understand its role. So let me, in the next 30 minutes, emphasize on the importance of a Sai Centre and what it actually does to us. And this is based on my 40 years of experience being a member of a Sai Centre, being actively involved in the center for many years, and what the benefit it has given to me and to many others who participated in the programs of the center. Okay, so Sai Centre does not need you. You need the Sai Centre, dear brothers and sisters. So in this slide, you will see that basically we are confused, we are unsure, unclear, perplexed, lost. And this is the nature, because there are so many things in this world. The Maya world has become so strong and the illusions are so great that we have to know how to make decisions, effective decisions. We need to have a direction. So at many points, we find that the overwhelming information that comes into us makes us confused and makes us feel overwhelmed and makes us feel that there is too much to digest and too much to process. So a Sai Centre really is like this life belt. This life belt is thrown into the ocean. The life belt doesn't need us, but we need the life belt. You see, the life belt is of no need to us. It's just floating in the stormy ocean. But if we cling on to the life belt, then we can make use of the life belt for us to be saved in the stormy sea. So Bhagavan Baba, in his compassion, these Satisai Baba centers are like this life belt, thrown and given to us in the stormy sea of samsara. In the stormy sea, this life belt becomes, Sai centers become a place for me to cling on to. Why? Because it is stable. It is an environment that gives me stability, that gives me sanity. But more importantly, what it does is it gives me a fraternity that helps us for me to belong somewhere. Man is looking everywhere to belong to. So Bhagavan Baba, if you imagine him like a Vishwarup self, if you imagine him to be a like a Vishwarup self, then you'll find that in this Vishwarup self, Sai centers become like the feet of Bhagavan, a place for us to come, take refuge, and at the same time serve humanity in the Sai center, and by virtue of that, increase grace. So if you look at it in the Sai center, you'll find it gives you a family spirit. You look at this slide, in 1960, the family was big and large. 1980, the family has become smaller. 2000 is yet smaller, but in 2020, you can see the relationships slowly beginning to become disconnected. So the biggest problem in humanity is that we are going to become more and more disconnected, more and more dysfunctional. A Sai center where a good family spirit exists really gives you a really powerful feeling. Do you know you can go many places? And my own feeling of my own experience is that you can go to many places, but when you come to your own Sai center, it's like coming back home. It's like somehow it's coming back home. You feel very secure in such a place. That's why the life belt analogy was used. But as you interact with the devotees, as you interact with the wisdom of the devotees, something happens here. What happens? You'll find that Sai center becomes a compass in the desert. More importantly, in a desert, when we are lost, a compass gives us a direction. A Sai center, the compass does not need us, but we need the compass in order for us to navigate our life. Like that, a Sai center with all the wisdom of the people, the experiences of the devotees, and generally people coming together to seek God, you are with good people. And every time when we have a problem and we discuss, we can get solutions to our life. More importantly, we start operating from a different level in a Sai Center. In your workplace, you have matters related to the work. In your family, it matters related to the family. In your colleagues, your friends, that's another level. But in the Sai Center, you have come for a specific reason. So their bonding is very, very sacred. The French, because the souls are coming, it's like soul energy. A center with a lot of good vibration creates soul energy. A soul energy provides us navigation and provides us direction. So whenever we have, and that's why many people who come to center after bhajans, and then you come back and then suddenly you find a kind of a comforting feeling, a kind of navigation taking place. Things just fall, in its place. A center is supposed to help us to achieve that. And one more thing is that this is a picture of a boat and a sail. A Sai Center helps us to unfurl our sail. However strong a wind is, if your sail is kept folded, the ship cannot move, the boat cannot move. But if it is unfurled, it can capture the wind. Like that, when you come to a Sai Center, it helps you to unfold. You become motivated. You become inspired. You become invigorated to do some things, do things that are interesting, exciting. Of course, there are two ways of doing it. See, Baba also said, in Ganga is flowing, you can bring a spoon and just take that little water. But if you bring a bucket, then you bring that much of water back. Like that, if you just passively come to a Sai Center and just clap your hands and say, Samasta Loga Sukhino Bhavantu and disappear, then that is all the relationship that is. You're not going to get much. But if you immerse yourself in the center, immerse yourself in the activity, treat everybody with a lot of respect, sacredness, and love, and feel that this is like a gateway for me to enter into heaven. When you have that kind of feeling, wow, the vibration, you'll find that it's like Ganga. You'll just keep on taking as much as you can. I used to think when I was in our center, when I got married first, I used to tell my wife that, if the whole world, when you take a rocket and go up, I feel that in our center, there'll be a spot, a light on Earth. And when I zero in on the light, it'll come from our center because we used to have so much of bubbling excitement, enthusiasm, and so energetic that you feel that is life, So center is supposed to take you to the center of your life. So if you make Sai Center the center of your life, Satisai will become the center. And you find with such a centeredness, sacredness will develop, sanctity will develop, because you know how to gravitate, how to anchor your life into spirituality, and center helps us to do that. So the boat gives you an image that there's a sail. It helps you to unfurl your sail. And this is where all God-given talents, God-given skills, everything blossoms. I used not to be a good speaker. I never could speak well. But the center gave lots of opportunities for us to blossom. So we did a lot of dramas, a lot of public speaking. So many opportunities like that in the initial days helped to flower talents. Like that, many youth in our centers who actually participate, many of them are doing so well. And it's largely because of the fact that the center helped us to unfold our sail, and the grace of Sai, the wind of Sai, was able to push the ship. So it is relevant. The center, we really need the center to help us to do that, because we ourselves, we find that we are too preoccupied. From morning to evening, we go to work, we come back, we got college, we got to do this, we got to do that, we run here. And then occasionally we just pop into the bhajan and sing a song and come back. If that is a relationship, you're not going to get much. But if you make that a center, then you find many things happening. Now here is an amazing slide, and it's beautiful because when people come to the Sai Center, you'll find that this particular video that is shown to you is just an amazing video where you find a lighter being poured, and you'll find this person whose water is overwhelmed with problems, is drenched with problems, you cannot ignite, suffering from loneliness, stress, insecurity. And then if you take the lighter from such an environment and try and light it up, it won't light. And we keep on doing this, we lose our spark. And it's most unfortunate we do this. But suppose a member of our center comes together, suddenly it just lights up. You find this is the reason why Swami said, Satsang, Swami says, never leave the organization. Why? Because divine people can help us to spark the divinity in us. So when we are demotivated, when we are stressed up and we come to the center, this particular video image gives us a very powerful image to enable us to be lit, or we ourselves who are inspiring, light somebody else's life. So center becomes an opportunity to do that. Now, here is a figure, a schematic diagram of what actually happens. So in a Sai Center, when normally we live in this world physically, mentally, intellectually. In these are the three type of zones that we most of the time, 90% of the time, we function in this manner. We have physical experiences, we have intellectual experiences, and we have mental experiences as well. So when you come to a Sai Center, you find that the whole idea is to shift now to move into the Atma zone. The center helps us to develop, and by continuously practicing the sadhanas in the center, we develop a Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi means purity, attaining more and more purity, triple heart, head, and hands becomes one. So together like that, the center helps us to develop purity with ourselves. So when the center continue to help us to achieve that, we are moving to another level of awareness, another level of consciousness. And this is what the Sai Center does. The Sai Center is not a center just for us to do good work. The Sai Center is also for us to do God's work. What's the difference? Good work, you do social work and help people and all that. But God's work is while you do this good work, you yourself gets transformed. So we are giving an opportunity to ourselves for our own transformation to take place, and nobody else can do that. No one else or no place else can do this much better, more effectively than a spiritual hub, which is our Sai Center. So then you find that this, if you keep on purifying like this, what is going to happen? There will be an escalation of consciousness. When consciousness becomes higher and higher in an individual, you'll find that it influences the attitude. Once the attitude is influenced, then you'll find that it'll definitely influence your actions, and actions then will bring you the results. So really, if you want good results in life, good effective results, we want to become successful in life, we got to take care of actions. Our actions comes from attitude, and attitude is influenced by consciousness. So a center literally influences consciousness. So my dear friends, tell me, do you think by going to the center needs us? Actually, we need to go to the gym to keep our muscles up, isn't it? We need to go to the gym and keep our health up. The gym is necessary to increase our muscles. Like that, a center is necessary to escalate consciousness so that we can have good results in life. Whatever that we do, we must have good results. And good results, how does it come by? Good decisions. Good decisions that we make good results. That's why we need a Sai Center. So this diagram is beautiful. I think it summarizes the real reason why we need a Sai Center. Now you find that in Sai Center, most of the time there are three main activities. What is that? Spiritual. We have in spiritual activities. So spiritual activities, what does it do? It enables us to develop what is called conditional love. So from conditional love, it moves to unconditional love. So by having spiritual activities like bhajan, meditation, and everything, study circles, our idea will be that the conditional love that we initially had is moving towards the quality of love improves, it becomes unconditional love. That's what spirituality must do, enable us to develop unconditional love. And those who acquire this quality of unconditional love, you are moving towards a bliss. It's another level. It's upgrading our system of operations. It's escalating our way of we are interacting with the world. That is why we need Sai Center, to help us, our love, to change it to unconditional love. Then we have service wing. And the service wing, what does it do? It helps us to convert our selfish nature to selfless nature. So this is another version, a better version of ourselves. How long can we live just myopically just for ourselves? Animals do that. Dogs do that. Cats do that. Rats do that. Why should we have a life with a human life which is supposed to be so amazingly, incredibly endowed with such vast potentials, but reduce our existence to an animalistic existence of just focusing only on small little things? So the whole purpose of service is to expand selfishness to selflessness. And then we have education. And what does education do? It changes. When we have compromised values within us, and we sometimes have shortcomings, then education wing helps us to correct, instill in values, and develop what is called sterling character, sterling value-based character. Now, if the Sai Center is, imagine it like to be a factory, and everyone who goes into the factory comes out as an end product with people who are unconditional love, selflessly serving society, and having an amazing character, sterling character with full faith and integrity. Can you imagine? This is our contribution to society. We are not now different. We are now serving with so many. The center is helping us to create better versions of ourselves. That is what a Sai Center does. This slide explains this nicely. So then we have another reason why, and this is really from practical experience, I'm saying to you without any hesitation. Bhagavan mentions this about a coconut tree. A coconut tree, when you climb the coconut tree, you'll also find a shadow of yours falling on the shadow coconut tree. And this slide here shows coconut tree, and the fact that our shadow will appear in the shadow coconut tree as you keep on climbing. So the real coconut on the coconut tree is your spiritual fruits. As you keep on reaching for your spiritual fruits, your shadow will also fall on the material tree, which is material fruits. So you'll find that as you continue to seek your Atma, your ultimate reality, you'll find that the benefits of that is that you also get the best of the material world. You'll get the best of the things that you want in life, position, status, all that comes to you like a shadow. But you must face the sun. When you face the sun and walk towards the sun, the shadow will walk behind you. And that is the assurance that the God has given us. So the center, therefore, becomes a powerful center is a powerful place for us to develop this incredible opportunity to attain things that are higher. So Deepak Chopra talks about law of least effort. Law of least effort means exert effort, but you'll find that little effort, but you get results. So there's a way of working in this world, creatively working, spiritually working. And that is what this coconut tree symbol tells us. So coming to the Sai Center, serving the people, expanding consciousness, enables us to develop a big, huge consciousness, which will enable us to also at the same time achieve things in our life. Good house, family, society, and a place in society. All this will come to us. And that's what we are seeking for, isn't it? We all are seeking for that. So what is the best way to do it? Surrender at the feet of the Lord, dedicate your life to God. You'll find the results will also become obvious. Then there's also another reason why. So there are things, body, we have mind, we have intellect. These are the three things. But we must never forget the spirit. The spirit is what that actually governs everything else. Many people, you find that we live continuously where the world of the body, mind, intellect robs us. We find we do not have time for the spirit. So the center reminds us the real reason for us is the spirit. Then the center also gives us an opportunity to know yourself better. Look at this picture of the iceberg. 75% of the iceberg is down. We can't see, or it's only 25% that you see on the top. So much of ourself, our potentials, we do not know. There's many times we participate in the activities. We have done organizing things, many things in the center, and the center also has done many national programs. We find that as we get along and we do many things, a lot of ourselves comes out. A lot of our weaknesses comes out. The ability to break down walls and work like a team, break down silo mentality and work together. All these things enable us to develop leadership, management. These are qualities. We get to see, the center gives us an opportunity to know who we really are. And powerfully, when you work with people who are selfless also, this is one of the most powerful reasons. If you're working for something and you do not have any result or no intention to get anything and you're continuously working, this is selfless work. People who work selfless work is the most important and most valuable group of people. Why? Because these are the people who will teach me how to remain in selflessness and how to be motivated in selflessness. No other field can do this. Because everybody in every other field, there is a motive. Here, when we do, we only want peace, we want happiness and joy. And if you translate and take this aspiration and go to your workplace and do the same thing, we are the most successful people because you're now willing to go extra mile. You're willing to sacrifice. You see, the same attitude we apply in the center, we apply in our working field or study field, we become successful. So here, Swami's grace is that he teaches us beautiful way to achieve peace and happiness. Now you see, the world is a huge wave. You see, look at the world full of waves. We need to get at the seabed. At the seabed is where Atmic realization is. So the Sai Center is actually the border. So it's like a gateway. When you come to the Sai Center, the center is a gateway for you to enter into deeper and deeper Atmic realization. It's like for me, it's like a gate to heaven. When a center is a Sai Center, it's like a gate to heaven. If you focus your attention and you get there and you practice this, you will get to deeper levels of your realization. You will get a better and experience deeper insights. And this is why it is. Don't remain at the top of the ocean where you'll be lashed by waves, but get to the bottom part of the seabed where you'll find happiness and bliss. And the Sai Center is the border. So this is the gateway. I'm just positioning the Sai Center to make you realize what is a Sai Center with reference to the world and with reference to this. So therefore, a Sai Center teaches us to have tools. And this is where we sharpens our tools and helps us to empower with tools and sharpen our tools as we engage in all those activities. And here is someone chiseling a statue. And really, the real reason why this is happening is to create better versions of ourselves. So in a Sai Center, over the years, we start to see our selfishness, so that we chisel that away. When we interact with people, we see certain weaknesses, we chisel that away. So when we chisel the unwanted, wow, we get a better versions. And this is what the Sai Center does, create better and improved versions of ourselves, so that in the final lapse of life, we can be a better gift to Swami. But here is a good thing. I asked this guy who's carrying the stones. I asked him, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just carrying stone. Whole day I'm carrying stones, whole day I'm doing this work. And what are you doing? I'm building a wall. Can't you see I'm building a wall? What are you doing? I'm building a wall, a bigger wall, larger wall. And this guy is also building a wall. And I asked him, what are you doing? I'm not doing this. I'm building a huge, big cathedral. And this church will last for very, very long years. And many, many years, the building will be there. So this guy is working with a vision. Although all of them are working, laying bricks, but when you work with a vision, the very work becomes inspired work. So Center teaches people how to do inspired work. Center teaches one selflessly. If you dedicate your life and do this work, you live every moment of your life with an inspired work. And that is what a center does. In a fish market, you'll find lots of people there. Sometimes you find that when you come to the center and there'll be some people say, oh, why should you go at a young age? Why should you go to a Sai Center? This can be done at the old age. Many people make such false comments. But in a fish market, you have a lot of people. But in a diamond shop, you may only have one or two. So not many people will seek diamonds. Diamonds are valuable. So if you have a chance to be in a diamond shop and have the potential to do this, then why should you go elsewhere? Sai Center is like that. It's very precious. So engage yourself and take the best experiences and understand only few people can walk this. Be that few, be in that few, and become heroes and heroines in your story. And in the Sai Center, there are two types of people. You have parrots, or you have eagles, but be with the eagles. Eagles means those who fly high. So a lot of role model examples. You see an uncle there, and the uncle has done 30 years of work or 25 years of work. You should be marveled at how 25 years of life you still continue to serve. What makes you do this? This is what the secret of life is all about. Make use of your opportunity to go to a Sai Center and study the lives of these people who have sacrificed so many hours and so many years of their lives. Find out about them and look at their own lives. Look at the attitudes that they possess. They become role model examples, and that is the attitude that if we take, we don't fly at low levels like the parrots, but we fly very high levels like the eagles. So association is very important at this point. Minds are like parachute. They function only when open. Sai Center teaches my mind to be open, not closed. become universal. Many times in our Sai Center, we learned about other religions other than our own religion, Hinduism. We learn about other religions. We learn the teachings of other religions. We've invited people from other religions to come and speak in our center. So we believe in the idea of being universal and being open, and therefore we believe in the fact that rivers merge to the ocean. So it gives us a chance to swim in the vast ocean and not just be myopically caught in the river flow, but all rivers go to the ocean. So mind must be like parachute, should be open, universal, acceptable, and we work with other centers, and so we create a fraternity among ourselves. And then one thing about being in the Sai Center is that it teaches us how to use time very well. Many people keep on saying no time, no time. Seriously, I think this is the biggest flaw in today's world. When you say yourself that you don't have time, you're telling yourself that you don't want to do many other things. But there is a way of doing it. And the secret of that is that the more and more you devote your life to selfless work, consciousness gives you wisdom to know how to spend your time. And you can do 3 hours of work in 1 hour. You can do 4 hours of work in 2 hours. Actually, you save time. By dedicating your life to a Sai Center, you will save your time and you will be able to dedicate and do work excellently and achieve the IS. This slide shows you that whilst you keep on doing, you'll acquire leadership skills, you will acquire management skills. And this is the best way to learn about leadership, which you can exert in your offices. Learn it in the Sai Center, Swami's teaching. And by helping each other in comradeship, you find that we actually help to motivate each other and carry everyone together. So when someone is having a problem, we help that person in the center. So there is a fraternity in our center. Everybody is like brothers and sisters, very, very close. We celebrate everybody's birthday, everybody's promotion. So it's like a huge, nice, beautiful family. That's why we started off with a safety belt. That this is like a safety belt in which you feel very secure and very comfortable. And that is why we need Sai Center. Investment in a Sai Center is really investment for life. And this is the most important thing. I've spoken to you exactly 25 minutes. There's another 5 minutes more. So this is what I have compiled, and this is what from my 30 years or 40 years of experience in a Sai Center, having been in a center and then grew like that as a young adult, and then taken up senior positions and continue to do Swami's work actively without stopping at any one point of time. Even in the height of my doing my PhD or doing, I've never compromised in the work of Satsang. Swami is life. Swami is really the life breath. If we can feel it, and we can feel all the time. So my dear friends, I'll tell you a secret of life. You can do your mantras, you can do the yajnas, you can do your pujas, all that is good. That's all should be done. But if we can ever get involved in his mission work, if we get involved in the mission of Satisai and all the time ask, Swami, how do I expand my consciousness? How do I help other people to do it? How can I make my center blossom into something bigger? How can I make my the devotees also to be inspired to do work for nation building, for community building? Keep on this fire. This fire will unleash an incredible potential that makes us flower. And finally, we realize who is he? Where is God? I am he, I am he, I am he. This realization, Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, Brahman, and all that kind of high esoteric, high philosophical ideals that have been taught to us, we start realizing this truth. And don't you think that this is the realization that will confer us permanent bliss rather than fleeting peace and happiness? Dear brothers and sisters, thank you so much, Sairam. It really gives me great pleasure. I'm really honored by this invitation. I really hope some of these words that I've just said make sense, and hopefully we make better sense of our center. Thank you, Sairam.